everybody. Our today's topic is anesthesia. In anesthesia, we will discuss three main types of drugs. One are local anesthetic agents. Second are skeletal muscle relaxants. And third are general anesthetic agents. We will discuss these one by one. We'll start from the local anesthetics. Now, local anesthetic agent, they will be used to produce anesthesia at a local place. First of all, how they work. Now, suppose this is axon of a neuron. In the axons, there is presence of a sodium channel which help in nerve conduction. So the impulse will be passed from through the axon and will be carried away. So through this sodium channel, the sodium enters. Local anesthetics block this sodium channel so that impulse cannot be conducted. But how local anesthetic block the impulses? First of all local anesthetics are weakly basic drugs. So if we say local anesthetic, suppose is A, it is a basic drug, so we can represent it as AOH. First of all, to inhibit the sodium channel, local anesthetic has to cross the membrane because they are blocking the sodium channel from the inner surface of the channel. So that means, first of all, this local anesthetic has to cross the membrane and enter inside the axon. And we know for crossing the membrane, the drug must be lipid soluble. So that means the drug is basic. So it has to cross the membrane. So it must be in the basic medium. So in basic medium, it can quickly cross the membrane. That's why along with the local anesthetics, we add sodium bicarbonate. That will make the medium basic, so it can easily cross the membrane. So now after entry inside the cell in the axon, the medium inside is acidic. Now the local anesthetic is basic, medium is acidic, so it will become ionized. So it will break into ionized form. It is this ionized form which will block the sodium channel from inner face. So it will bind to sodium channel and block it. So sodium will not be able to enter, and that will lead to anesthesia. Clear? So special thing to remember, local anesthetic cross the membrane in unionized form and they block the sodium channel in ionized form. Local anesthetics are of two types based on chemical structure. They may be ester, they may be amide. But the name of all of these local anesthetics end with cane. Whether they are ester or they are amide, the name end with cane. Examples of ester local anesthetics are cocaine, procaine, chlorprocaine, tetracaine, benzocaine. Whereas amide local anesthetic examples include lignocaine, also called lidocaine, bupivacaine, prilocaine, atidocaine, ropivacaine. Another is dibucaine. All these are local anesthetics. One question which is commonly asked, which is ester local anesthetic and which is amide local anesthetic, and more importantly, why we want to know. So important thing, if a local anesthetic is ester or we can say amide, all of them have same chemical structure. So if a person is allergic to one ester local anesthetic, person is likely to be allergic to all of these. So that means in case of allergy, we have to shift the group. So that's why we need to remember which is ester and which is amide. And this you can very easily remember. If you see, amide name contains I. If the local anesthetic name also contain I, then it will be amide. So just you need to say that before the cane, see whether I is present or not. If I is present, it is amide. Remember, ester do not contain I. So before the cane, there is no I in the ester. But be very careful. Cane always contain I. So if you count or see the full name, then amide have two I's, whereas ester has one I. Clear? So you can easily identify which is ester, which is amide. Now the special property of some of these local anesthetics which are asked in the multiple choice questions. Cocaine, it is the only local anesthetic which cause vasoconstriction. All other local anesthetic cause vasodilation and thus they can cause hypotension, whereas cocaine cause vasoconstriction, thus it can cause hypertension. And this also you can remember from the name. Its name says CO. It starts with CO, means constriction causing cane. That means it is a local anesthetic which cause vasoconstriction. Then lignocaine is most commonly used local anesthetic. Lignocaine is most commonly used local anesthetic. Then chlorprocaine is shortest acting local anesthetic. Whereas prilocaine can cause methemoglobinemia. Now this local anesthetic bupivacaine is very cardiotoxic. Remember, all local anesthetic, if they enter the heart, can cause arrhythmias. Bupivacaine is maximum cardiotoxic. Highest cardiotoxicity is noted with bupivacaine. Clear? These are some of the important points. Now we will move to one special use of local anesthetics, which we say is infiltration anesthesia. Suppose this is some part of the body where injury has happened. So this is injury and we want to suture this injury. Now for suturing the injury, we will have to give local anesthetic. So normally we give local anesthetic by subcutaneous route. So we will inject the local anesthetic all around the injury site by subcutaneous route, or simply we will say we will infiltrate the local anesthetic around the injury site. That's why it is called infiltration anesthesia. The problem is when we inject any drug by subcutaneous route, it can enter the blood vessel. Remember, subcutaneous area contains the blood vessel. So here also blood vessel is present. So when we give a local anesthetic by subcutaneous route, some of it will enter the blood. So the local anesthetic which enters the blood, along with the blood, it will move away. So this will have two important implications. The first one is that local anesthetic is not present at the site where we want because it has gone away with the blood. So because it is not present there, it cannot cause anesthesia for long periods. So local anesthetic is short acting because it is not present there. Second, it has come into blood and gone away. So when it goes away, it can go into the heart and brain. So local anesthetic will produce adverse effects on these places. It can cause cardiotoxicity manifested as arrhythmias. It can present as neurotoxicity manifested as seizures. So we have systemic adverse effects of local anesthetics. So if we give local anesthetic, we have two problems. One, short action, and second, systemic adverse effects. And both of these problems result due to one reason, that local anesthetic has entered the blood. So if we give a drug which causes vasoconstriction, if this vessel is constricted, local anesthetic will not enter. So it will stay at this place only. So it becomes long acting. And because it is not going to systemic circulation, the adverse effects decrease. So this drug which causes vasoconstriction is adrenaline. So we add adrenaline or epinephrine with the local anesthetics to make it long acting. So read very carefully. If the question is asked which drug is added to local anesthetic to make it fast acting, it was sodium bicarbonate. Whereas if the question is asked which drug is added to make it long acting, then it will be adrenaline. Clear? However, adrenaline should not be added to local anesthetics in those areas where end arteries are present. Suppose this is some organ of the body. Normally, to most of the organs, there is one main artery going. Then there are some tributaries, small branches of the artery. So many tributaries are present. Most of the organs, this is the scenario.
So when we give adrenaline with the local anesthetics, adrenaline cause vasoconstriction. Suppose adrenaline cause vasoconstriction here, still the blood can come to this area through these tributaries. So that means this area keep on getting the blood, so no problem occur, we can safely use adrenaline. But some portions of the body, they contain end arteries, and arteries are present in particular in areas like pinna, tip of nose, tip of fingers, and in penis, and arteries are present. And artery mean here only main artery is present. So this is the area where end artery is present. So this is the artery which is end artery, means it has no tributaries, only main artery is present. So if we add adrenaline in such areas, it will cause vasoconstriction. And when vasoconstriction occur, then no blood can go distal to this area. So this area will die of ischemia. So we will not like to take that chance. So adrenaline should not be added to those areas which contain end arteries like pinna, tip of nose, tip of fingers, and penis.
So these are the important points regarding the first group of drugs in anesthesia, which are called local anesthetics. Okay.